Hi, my name is Jonathan Ramirez, and I'm going to take the company sales department database, the ER diagram, and make it into a relational schema. See, first, I want to go ahead and focus on the eight tables first before I actually focus on the relationships between each other. So I'm going to go ahead and build those first. These 7 entities first. Okay. Three. Okay. So first, I'm going to go ahead and do the store and then the relationship, the store and region entity. And the primary key for store is store ID. And it has one attribute, store zip. Get rid of that one. I'm going to save that one for the row here for later. Gonna need that. Okay, I'm going to move this right here just to get some space going. And then I'm going to focus on the region entity. And it has two attributes. There's the primary key is the region ID and an attribute of region name. Let's go to. I want to go to the sales transactions. And it has a primary key of TID. Has an attribute of TDate. And does it have the go ahead and leave that for later, the other primary key. We'll focus on the product. It has quite a more than one attribute, so we're going to go ahead and put all we can. ID. Let's save these. Duplicate those later for more. We'll focus on the relationships between them. Attribute of product price. And do product And then next attribute or next entity, we focus on vendor. It has a primary key of vendor ID. Example has attribute of vendor name, called vendor name. That one. And I'll go ahead and delete that one for good measure. Let's see. Next is the categories. For that one, we have category ID for the primary key. And this one has an entity category, or sorry, attribute of category name. That's the only one it has, so yeah, we're going to take that off. And then last entity is the customer name entity, and it has the primary key of customer ID. It has two attributes: customer name and customer zip. So I'm going to focus on the relationships now. The relationship between store and region excuse me, has a one to many relationship. So a one to many relationship with located in, with the many side, or the one side being on the region. So I'm going to use the region ID is going to act as a foreign key to the store. Up a little bit. And here, clean this up too. There's only one primary key and no foreign key for region. So just delete that foreign key one. And then we'll bring the primary key from store ID region. Sorry, from region ID to from the store to the region ID. Oh, to that. Okay. And then let's see, the relationship of sales, transaction, and store. It has a many to one with occurs at, with the many being, with the one being at store ID. So I'm going to take store ID and make it a foreign key. over here with sales transaction. Just a little bit. And then take this, put it here so that it points to store ID. And the relationship between, kind of spread these out just a little bit. Make these a little smaller. The relationship between the product and sales transaction is a many-to-many at includes. And includes actually has an attribute of itself, but when you have two many-to-many relationships, it actually creates a bridge. So includes will have its own table. So I'm going to make another table for includes. And the foreign keys will be the primary keys. To product for product and store ID. And product. And also this table has a attribute called quantity. Oh, I'm sorry, I totally messed that up. I was reading the wrong one. That is PID. Product key. Right here. And let's see, the next relationship I'm looking at is the product and vendor, which has a 1-to-many. So I'm going to take, and supply by, I'm going to take the vendor ID from vendor and make it a foreign key over here on the product. And then on the, to change this. The relationship of category and product is a one to many and belong to. So I'm going to take the category ID and make it a foreign ID and product. Change that to just key. And last but not least, customer and sales transaction. A one to many relationship and involves. And so customer ID is going to be a foreign key to sales transaction. Key 2. Okay. And I believe I hit them all. Those two supplied, and that concludes my relational schema. And this is Jonathan Ramirez. Thank you. I'm trying to, I believe I have one more. I need to put the product, I need to put one more foreign ID in here. This one. And it's going to be with the sales transaction primary key TID. Duplicate that. Make one more. Foreign key. One, two, three. Duplicate. CSCI product. Maybe. Third form key. I'm going to bring this up. Actually, let's put it on the side. And just checking through one more time, region, 19. And that should be it. That should conclude it. Thank you.